If you have any kids, you need to get them out of the room. Don't let them hear this story. I'm warning you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to want to turn this off. All right. Well, let's just get into it. I guess, as many of you know, several months ago, Jesse brought home a little piglet. And, I mean, he's a little piglet. It's like a little puppy. When things are small and they're little, they're amazingly cute. They just are. And Kevin, we named him Kevin Bacon. Jesse thought that would be a cutesy name, but it would still instill in our minds that we're going to have to kill this pig one day for meat. Time goes along. I go out there every day to feed Kevin. I gather up his little food. He ate banana peels and lettuce and all sorts of cutesy little things, and you pour them in there, and he runs away, and he's scared, and he's very, very, very cute. And Jesse begins to make Instagram stories, and I made a couple YouTube videos, making sure that everyone knows that eventually one day we're going to kill and eat Kevin. This is nothing new to us. We're agricultural people. We know where our food source is. We know to name the cows hamburger. They're going to be in the food chain, if you know what I'm saying. Anywho, I think I got a little too close to Kevin. I walk outside the back porch every day and say, "Oh, Kevin!" There's something in the hollering out and having an animal squeal back with joy because you're bringing it its food that kind of bonds you together. Well, I couldn't go inside of his cage anymore because Kevin is not a domesticated pig. Kevin is a wild feral hog. Snow, and he doesn't take visitors. I should say, doesn't take kindly to visitors. He's a boar hog, which means he has tusks and he has all the elements that would make him aggressive and hyper-aggressive towards predators to protect the herd. And that's exactly what he did. Whenever Jesse would go in to feed him his stuff, he would attack her shins, slamming their heads, that's what they do, trying to jump up on top of them, just very aggressive behavior, and he would bite. I made a rule, she doesn't go inside the cage anymore. Well, it got to a place where I wouldn't go inside the cage anymore because he was so aggressive with me, and it's just better, easier to dump it over the side. Time goes on, you get used to feeding him. He grows, he gets bigger. Whoa, Kevin! Every time you walk outside and he squeals and you dump the stuff over the top and you feed him. You watch them grow. They're your animals. They're under your protection, even though you know that one day you're going to have to take their life. Last week, Kevin had gotten outside of his cage, and when he sees you, he comes running at you, squealing, getting ready to intimidate. He'll stomp, and then sometimes he'll come up and try and hit your shins. And I had a shovel out with us, and I was able to stop him from hitting me and hitting the shovel. Anywho, I was able to put food back in the pen, and he got back in the pen. I thought I shored up some of the places where he had gotten out, but it turns out I did not. Because yesterday when we were outside walking the dogs again, heard Kevin running around, rooting around, and I looked. He was outside of his cage. Got Jesse and the dogs back inside the house so they weren't in any sort of danger, but I couldn't get him back inside of his cage. He was running around the house looking for me, looking for animals, charging the animals, charging me. I wanted him to go back in his cage and kind of kick this can down the road. I wanted a safe and what we call a righteous kill, meaning that in a humane way, at the time of our choosing, with the tools of our choosing, we can take an animal's life appropriately and immediately begin using their meat, putting it into storage for our family so that nothing's wasted. And that was not the case with Kevin. He was running around aggressive, and if you know anything about wild hogs in the country, when they know it's coming and they see you as a threat, they're amped up to 1 billion, and they're really hard to take down. And so I did not get to walk out the closing moments.
There's no hope for him now, Travis. You know we've got to do it.
I know, Mama. It was my dog. I'll do it.
I didn't get to walk that out in a way that I really wanted to, and it was really hard on me. So my pig turned aggressive puppy dog had to be put down today. Sorry if that frustrates anyone. Trust me, it frustrates no one more than it does me. I'll spare you the details, but it was a multi-step process, and it ended up having to ruin a lot of his meat with him being so amped up about everything and having to take multiple attempts to finish the job. And it was hard. It still is hard. It's a day later. I think what's hardest is is that he went from undomesticated savagery to just to reverting back to more of a domesticated animal before he passed. So that's all I need to say about that. The end of the Kevin story was a heartbreaker. Not what we wanted. We'll do better next time. Learned lots, particularly that we probably won't ever take on an animal without having all of the phases of their life accounted for, the facilities, the tools that are necessary to treat every life with integrity throughout the entirety of it. We probably won't take on a piglet unless we're ready to process it within a moment's notice in the future. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Okay, that's it. I do love you. We're learning as we go, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out.